Singularity University is about 7 years old. We're based at NASA in Silicon Valley. And our objective is how can we harness a new pace of acceleration to solve the biggest problems in the world. We today have about a dozen technologies like AI, robotics, 3D printing, drones, neuroscience, biotech, all doubling in their capability every 1 to 2 years, similar to what we've seen in computation. And we've simply never seen so many technologies moving so fast. What we've done is brought together the world's leading experts across these areas, the thought leaders, scientists, researchers who are really pushing the boundaries. And we think about how can we solve the biggest problems in the world. Also uniquely, we live in an era where you can take new technologies and actually apply them to the biggest problems in the world. That's something we've never been able to do. And with our participants, we challenge them to leveraging this acceleration and coming up with an idea that would impact 1 billion people within 10 years. We then launch those as NGOs, for-profit companies, research ideas. So we're kind of 1/3 think tank, 1/3 academics, 1/3 incubator. We're trying to very actively spin out projects to do this. This is Emiliano Cargamin. He's Argentinian. He's one of our alumni. He's been voted by our faculty the most likely to actually impact 1 billion people. He's floating up nanosatellites. They're about the size of a shoebox up into low Earth orbit. And once he has a mesh cluster of them up in space, he will be able to provide real-time video anywhere on Earth to a 1-meter resolution. This team from a few years ago was looking at poverty. They noticed that in Africa, most of the roads get washed out during the wet season. And they asked the question, how do you alleviate poverty if you can't actually move anything around, right? In the middle of the summer, Chris Anderson from Wired magazine came and did a talk on drones. We're very familiar now with these quadcopter things. And they had the idea, why not use drones to move medicine and food around, especially where there are no roads. This is a live test from Haiti where they're delivering medicine to a camp. What's interesting about these drones is today you can carry a 4-kilo package about 10 kilometers. That's the range and capacity of these things. But the underlying technologies are moving so fast, they are doubling in their capability every 9 months. Right? So by middle of next year, it's 8 kilos. By the year after, it's 16 kilos, and that doubling will just keep going. So we're teaching our students and our participants, spot those doubling patterns, layer solutions on top of that. The solutions will then scale with the underlying technologies.